Okay, welcome to the show, guys. Today we'll be discussing everything you need to know for surfing Playa Maderas. I'm currently based out of Papoyo, so I made the 2-hour bike ride south to Playa Maderas just this past week with my buddy Kevin, and we were able to score some sick waves. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about getting there, staying there, all these sorts of things. So if you're flying into Nicaragua, Playa Maderas is roughly a 3-hour drive. But likely, if you're interested in surfing Playa Maderas, you are staying in and around the San Juan Del Sur area. So from the main strip in San Juan Del Sur, Playa Maderas is a roughly 15-minute drive. You can take the bikes or a car. Just something to be aware, the track to get there does turn into a dirt road, and there's also no lights on this road yet. For my trip there, we were able to stay in one of the restaurants. There's pretty much 3 restaurants / accommodations on the beach, and don't expect anything fancy here. Just lonely beach shacks where you'll get a bed, and it's good for a night, maybe 2 nights, but this isn't necessarily a long-term accommodation. And as far as the beach, you're looking at this nice little bay with these whitewash inside. So I'd say it's a really good place for beginner surfers. You have a sand bottom, and I was seeing a lot of beginners catch some really good whitewater waves. So if you're new to surfing, this is a really good beach to head out onto, just staying in the whitewash, and then as you push back the whitewash, you get the green water waves. This is like a proper beach break, guys. When we first got on it, it was nothing too special. However, a storm came in which brought even more swell and then also glassed it off. And really on that high tide is when it works best. I was able to score it super well on the high tide, had a ton of fun, clean waves, and just a proper beach break. There's really 3 frames on the beach. So we have this little cove type bay area, which is Playa Maderas, and you have an A-frame looking out at the beach. You have an A-frame on the left, A-frame in the middle, and an A-frame on the right. My favorite wave at this time was the one breaking on the right. This was a right-hander that would take you sort of to the center of the bay. I was able to get really fun waves where, 3 to 4 complete turns, the wave would come onto shallower sand, start to reform, just everything you want out of a beach break. And from the people I've talked to who live in the area, Playa Maderas is the most consistent break around. So this is your best bet at scoring if you're only in the area. Now, ideal conditions would be that mid to high tide. In my experience, you definitely need some water on it in order for it to work. I saw a few guys go out during low tide, however, they were just pulling into closeouts. It didn't look that fun. So, tide conditions, mid to high, are ideal for this place, and then also swell conditions. I would say I got it pretty much as good as you can get it, which is like a 3 to 4 foot swell at a mid second range. So this is anywhere from like 12 to 16 seconds. I think traditional beach breaks that I've surfed like this, when it gets too big, you'll see these walls come in and it's just huge closeouts. So we were able to avoid that. It was still fairly peaky coming in. I'm sure it can handle a bit more size, but I would say you want to target that 3 to 4 foot swell range. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's really good with less swell as well. Just because the shape that I saw was really nice. It was groomed offshore. And yeah, I went in October, which is not the ideal time to go for surfing in Nicaragua. However, I still got awesome conditions and scored. So one other thing I might add to talk about the beach vibe in general. This is sort of like a hangout beach for people coming from San Juan del Sur. So really cool, secluded beach, good vibe there. Even if you're not surfing, a great spot to bring your friends, bring your girlfriend. Can hang out on the beach, have lunch, a few drinks at the restaurants, and just a very good laid back vibe. And yeah, would recommend Playa Maderas if you're in the San Juan del Sur region. And I would say it definitely tilts more on the party hangout beach vibe as opposed to a strictly hardcore surfing beach. If you enjoyed this review of Playa Maderas, click the next video where I review Playa Papoyo, the entire Papoyo region, and I'll give you guys a full tour of the entire Nicaraguan coastline, heading from San Juan del Sur all the way up the coast.